All right, so first max out of 2026. And you might say, Brian, it's May 2026 and you still haven't maxed out in training? No, I go heavy pretty often, pretty much every single week, and I love to go heavy. I love to go, to my 90%, 95%. But the reason why I don't max out is because every single time you do a lift and you're like, okay, I think I cannot lift one more kilo than this. That is simply not good, simply because, it's not good mentally because you're like, oh, I don't think I can lift more than this. And that's when the mental blockages happen. And simply, you're risking injury. And injury is one of the biggest enemy of you as a weightlifter. And so as you can see at the beginning of the video, I had the BFR. I think that's the name. So if you have knee pain, like just use it. I had it on my left leg and it truly helps me warm up my knee and my leg very well. Now, the most that I've lifted in training hook grip, like in this, competition setup, is 150 kilos. And today my goal, one of the KPIs I wanted to hit, KPIs is key performance indicator, it's 160 kilos hook grip because I need to snatch 170 then this October or in December at the World Cup in order to truly be, on track for the Olympic Games. And so two of my KPIs this week was 150 double hook grip and 160 single. I missed the 150 double. I did the first rep was super easy the other day, but I missed behind the 150. And so today I was very excited to go for 160. The bar felt pretty heavy at like 80-90 kilos, but then I truly maintained some positive thinking and I truly focused on one or two technical tips, and I was able to make 140 super easy as a last warm-up. And here you can see 150 kilos opener, which I'm competing in 2 weeks, and this is not going to be my opener, but 155, as you can see here, is going to be around my opener. And here is my first shot on 160, and I lost it behind. I didn't go for it again because my coach told me not to, and to truly focus all of my energy into the clean jerks, as we truly wanted to go pretty heavy, somewhere around 180, 185. Here you can see me warming up. I felt pretty great during clean jerks. And here's me with 160 kilos. I did the clean, but then after the jerk, I completely blacked out. And that's why I, missed the jerk. But I went anyways for my first attempt at 170 kilos. And the camera angle is not very good because I wasn't focused on truly recording with after my 160. I was, a little bit nervous for my opener. So I didn't truly care about the camera. But here you have the right angle for 177 kilos, which is probably my easiest clean jerk, over 175 kilos in my whole entire career. And here's the 183, which is a 1 kilo PR, and that I'm super happy about, simply because the clean was super good. My turnover catching position looked amazing. Now, I've received so many messages telling me, have you seen what the Egyptian did in your category? He did 182 kilo snatch. Have you seen the North Korean? He's done like 220 clean jerk, whatever. And here's the thing. These are not numbers that I did not expect, first of all, for my category. And second of all, when you're chasing your goals, it's your goals, it's your dreams. You should never be focused on, what other people, in your sport or in your business are doing. Because here's the thing. If me, for example, in my business, I look at what other online coaches are doing, whatever, it's going to remove from my own authenticity, right? So I never look at what my competitors are doing, right? I never look at what the other businesses are doing because I truly want to do things my own way. So I'm truly authentic and I can perform to the best of my ability, right? It needs to be the same thing for your weightlifting. You cannot always look at what your, training partner is doing or at what your, number one competitor is doing. You need to find truly a coach that is going to adapt your training system to your own weaknesses, to your own strengths, to your own, way of moving, right? That's why I always say there's no such thing as a perfect technique. And something that, I hear so many weightlifters and even business owners talk about, they're like, oh, but this is already my strength, so I don't need to work on it. Completely false. You need to work on your strengths. You truly need to work on your strengths, because that's your edge, that's your advantage over the other lifters. And that's why I always tell you guys, like, do not look at what the other people are doing, because you've got your own strengths, you've got your own weaknesses. And if you're able to turn your weaknesses into strengths, and you're able to turn your strengths into even more your strengths, that's how you're going to have an edge over everyone, right? And so if I, sit down here and I'm like, oh my lord, like all the 85s, they're performing super well, whatever, I'm just gonna get discouraged, and I'm just going to start, not being motivated to train simply because I'm so far away, right? So I just look at my own progress, and I look at my own journey, and that's how I'm able to get to the next level, right? And so now I'm going to show you guys something that is super important, and it's called KPIs. It's key performance indicators. Okay, because so many people, they only have a long-term goal, they only have a long-term dream that they want to achieve, like a 100 kilo snatch, 130 kilo snatch, whatever it is, but they don't have daily, weekly, and monthly goals that they truly want to achieve, that is going to bring them closer to their long-term goal. Okay, so I'm about to jump on my computer and show you guys my own KPIs that I use for myself and for all of my athletes, so you guys can use it too. Okay, so this is my own personal 3-2 method KPI tracker. So this is where I track every single one of the KPIs of my elite members. Elite 3-2 members is not about, how much you snatch or how much you clean and jerk. That I have, people who snatch 40 kilos inside of my elite coaching, and also people who snatch over 150 kilos. But what truly determines elite is the package that you take. So elite is just the coaching package where you have the most amount of one-on-one time with me. So you've got daily technical feedback after every single one of your sessions. You've got one-on-one calls with me on a pretty consistent basis. Okay, so this is my own KPI tracker. So as you can see here, I've got my snatches, I got the singles, the doubles, the triples, I got the power snatches. Now the reason why I have no KPIs for my power snatches is simply because I don't train power snatches, because it causes a lot of inflammation in my knees. Same thing for block snatches. For example, the reason why I don't have no KPIs to track in the singles nor doubles in the block snatches is because I've already done 178 kilos from the block snatch, and so I'm not going to push the block snatches until I snatch over 170 kilos from the floor. Okay, once I snatch 170, then yes, I will go for my first 185, 190 kilo block snatch, but for the moment, that's not a priority. Here in the hang snatch, I have no goal for the single. I have no KPI for the single, simply because I already did 170 kilos, which was the KPI that I truly wanted to hit before doing 170 kilo from the floor. Now, in order to establish, KPIs correctly, which this should be the job of your coach, not your job, you need to have a clear goal, which for me is 170 kilo snatch. So here you can see over the next 4 weeks, my goal is to do 160 kilo for a single, which you saw me attempting at the max out. Same exact thing for a double. The double will be with straps. Same exact thing here for the triple, 150 kilos. Here in the hang snatch, you see 160 double, 155 triple. Here in the clean, 190, 180 for a double, 170. Why? Because my goal at the end of these 12 weeks is to do 190 kilo clean and jerk in training. Okay, so this 188 will be in competition that I need to do. Okay, that in the competition that I have in 2 weeks. Here you see 175 kilo clean jerk for a double, 180 kilo clean for a double, because clean, the reason why I push it more is because it's my number one weakness, right? So I truly need to push it. Same thing here for the jerks. I do 200 kilo for a double. Now, as my gym doesn't have proper blocks to do jerks from, I cannot do doubles nor triples. Okay, so that's why there's no doubles nor triples for the jerks. Same thing for the power cleans. My knee gets too irritated every single time I do power cleans or anything that is power. Same exact thing here for the front squats. 220 single, 210 double, and 195 for a triple. What 195 for a triple tells me is that I'm able to clean it, right? I have the strength to clean it, so that's why it's a KPI. 210 for a double is because I want to clean 200 in the near future. So in order for me to do that, with the body type that I have and the type of weightlifter that I am, I need to double 220 kilos, which is 20 kilos more than my clean, in order to be able to hit that weight. Okay, same thing here, 220 for a single. That will set me up for my next KPI for the next 4 weeks, which will be 220 for a double. And here I have some more KPIs that are a little bit more specific that I'm not gonna show on this video. But yes, every single one of my athletes gets access to this. So the body weight KPI tracker, the history, all the charts. So if you're a weightlifter who's truly interested in having a proper system to truly track your weightlifting, so you don't have to, truly brainstorm all of those things yourself, you truly want to have access to a very elite system and elite coaching, click the link down below and book a one-on-one consultation call with me, where I'll see if you're a good fit for my one-on-one coaching.